Tonight, bribery on campus.
And a burning car on I-295. That's all here tonight on Spinnaker News.
Good evening, Ospreys. I'm Patrick Lloyd.
And I'm Cassandra Ortiz. You're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television.
Early on October 28th, a UNF shuttle driver found a wallet in his shuttle. Based on the ID in the wallet, it belonged to a black male. The employee contacted his superiors, who told him to bring the wallet back to campus when he returned to work. Well, when he came back to work, he said he forgot the wallet at home. The night shift supervisor then told him to bring it back the next day. When he came back for work the next day, a supervisor asked him about the wallet, to which he reportedly responded, quote, "What wallet?" End quote. The next day, the driver told the superior that a white male and a black male had confronted him about the wallet, and he gave it to them. The driver was not 100% sure if the wallet belonged to that black male. It turns out that the driver ended up tracking down the two males and had to resort to bribery to get the wallet back, since the wallet did not belong to the black male who confronted him. The wallet was turned into UPD and placed in the found property section.
And in other news, a shocking statistic for you this evening. Less than half of UNF's incoming 2004 freshman class will be eligible for Bright Futures. That's because changes are coming to the scholarship's eligibility requirements. The bill passed in 2011, requiring students graduating high school in 2014 to get a 1270 on the SAT instead of a 1020, and a 26 on the ACT instead of a 22. Now, if you're a Florida academic scholar and graduate high school next year, you need to get a 1290 on the SAT, compare that to the 1280 that it used to be, and a 29 on the ACT compared to what used to be a 28. The University of Central Florida, Florida Gulf Coast, Florida Atlantic, and several other schools are among those to be affected. This study does show, though, that UNF will be the school most affected. But there may still be hope. There is a bill in the House of Representatives right now that would erase all of those new requirements.
UNF is looking into a new way for students to pay for textbooks. A new program called Included would factor the cost of textbooks into tuition or fees. Now, with this program, tuition and fees would obviously go up, but the cost of course materials would go down. The idea is getting mixed reviews. Some students who usually purchase all of their textbooks tend to like the idea, while there are still some students who don't even buy any textbooks who aren't too happy with the possibility of using Included. The program would basically be forcing every student to pay for all of their textbooks. Included could possibly be implemented as early as fall of 2014.
So I hope that means that we still get to rent some of our books then.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the possibility of renting, but I know that you would have to buy the books no matter what.
Okay, so that means no more going to class without those books anymore.
Right.
Right. All right, Ospreys will stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick message.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. Could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, Ospreys. I'm Cassandra Ortiz.
And I'm Patrick Lloyd. Let's toss it over to Vanessa for weather.
Hey there, Ospreys. It's Vanessa Pearson here with your weather report. It's been awful chilly lately since we started entering the middle of November. The temperatures are getting lower, and tonight will be no exception, with the low reaching around the 50 degrees. The wind won't make matters any better because they'll be blowing around 7 to 12 miles per hour this evening. As you can see on the map, we've got a cold front surrounding Jacksonville here. We will definitely feel it in the next few days, so make sure you dress appropriately. Let's see what our 5-day forecast has to say about the rest of the week. Hold on to your hats for the next couple of days, Ospreys, because it's going to be windy. The winds will be reaching 14 to 17 miles per hour and maybe as high as 32 miles per hour. Friday and Saturday should be rather nice days, but make sure no raindrops are falling on your heads because we will be expecting a 40 to 50% chance of rain those days. Sunday should be seeing things back to normal with a low 20% chance of rain and a comfortable high of 79 degrees. So make sure you guys keep a sweater and a hot cup of chocolate around for the next few days, just to last until the weekend, where we'll expect to see and feel that beautiful Florida sun. That's all I have for you guys. Now let's get back to the desk.
Thank you, Tabitha. Well, it doesn't seem that we're going to have that beautiful Florida sun tonight. It's supposed to be really cold.
No, but I'm not opposed to that. I love wearing sweatpants, so I'll definitely have to rock those tonight.
That's right. You're the winter guy.
Yeah.
I
Good
can't
stuff.
stand it. Well, in other news, a student cut his hand while using a squat machine at the Student Wellness Center on November 2nd at 6:47 p.m. Jacksonville firefighters responded to the scene but determined his injury didn't require an ambulance. They did, however, say he should probably get an x-ray and see if he needed stitches. A UPD officer took him to St. Vincent's Hospital that night after the student couldn't contact someone to take him.
A car caught on fire on November 2nd right outside of UNF's campus. The car was going northbound on the exit ramp of I-295, and UPD and JFRD responded to the scene. The cause of the fire isn't known, and the driver had no injuries and didn't ask for medical attention. The car, however, has serious body damage.
And two local companies are just $100,000 away from what they're calling the Jacksonville Connector. The Elbow and the Void magazine are joining forces to connect downtown and the beaches, but it's all up to the people here on the First Coast to raise the rest of that money. The bus would run from 7 at night until 2 in the morning from the underbelly to the pier at the beaches. The connector would be $5 one way and $8 round trip. The group has until November 30th, so it's coming up to raise the rest of that money. Now, if they get enough, they hope to get it up and running by next year.
All right, Ospreys, it's time for the most epic 5 minutes of Spinnaker news with Mr. Epic himself, Josh Brannick.
Like an earthquake.
Well, thank you, Mr. Patrick Roy. Hello, Ospreys. What is going on? I am Josh Brannick here with your Spinnaker Sports Update. UNF basketball is back, and it has hit the ground running. Both the men's and women's team opened up its schedule on the road. We are going to start off today with the men's basketball team, though. The men started off the season Friday afternoon in Gainesville, Florida, as they took on the number 10 ranked Florida Gators. UF hit the Ospreys early. Here, Bo Beach is trying to make a nice move to the paint, but he gets pickpocketed by Will. See what you get. And on the other end, he finds Devin Walker, who throws down the slam and transition. The Ospreys would fight back, though, and ended the first half on an 11-0 run, and they would get into within 6. The big storyline for the Ospreys, though, were the new faces. Here, Devin Wilson intercepts a pass, and eventually the ball moves around and makes its way to Jalen Sweet-Bit Nesbitt, who fights his way to the basket, gives a little touch on the ball that kisses off the glass and falls in. Another surprise from the new faces was big old 6'11" Romero Banks. Banks finished the game with 10 points and 6 boards, including this one right here. He would get fouled. He couldn't get the put back in, but he did get the board. On the other end, for the Gators, it was the Casey Prather show. Prather finished the night with 28 points, 2 of which came right here as he took the give and go from Patrick Young and finished at the rim.
Right now, UF women's team is taking the court to play, but earlier this was the site of UNF's first game of the season against the University of Florida Gators. The game was close, but UF eventually prevailed 77-69. After the game, we talked with 2 key players in tonight's game and Coach Matthew Driscoll.
Felt good, excited, probably a little too much butterflies as a team early on, couldn't get into a rhythm, but as the game went on, we got into our flow and really settled in and got doing what North Florida does as a basketball program, and that's competing to win.
Well, I was really, really proud of the fact that we were down 18 at one point and fought all the way back, cut it to 4, and then got down 19, and then fought all the way back, cut it to 8 with the ball. So now you got a chance to maybe cut it to 5 or 6. And obviously, there were probably 1 in the first half and 1 in the second half, spurts of about 3 minutes for them. That was allowed them to just separate themselves a little bit, and then we had to fight.
Travis Wallace went out early with 2 fouls. Were you expecting to get a lot of playing time in this game, or was it kind of brought on by that?
Honestly, I didn't expect to get that early. I just felt like right when he got in foul trouble, coach looked at me and called me in. I just knew that right away. You know, I got to come in and produce for the time he, gives me. But I didn't expect to get that much money.
UNF will take on Middle Tennessee tomorrow on the road. I'm Travis Gibson for Spinnaker Sports. Back to you, Josh.
Thank you, Travis. The Ospreys were also in action last night as they traveled to take on University of Arkansas at Little Rock. It was a breakout party for DeMarcus Baby Daniels as he put up 17 points after going over against the Gators. UNF would beat UALR by 2, 72-70. Banks had another double-figure scoring night as he finished with 12 points. The team takes to the court on the road again as they look to bash Middle Tennessee tomorrow at 7. The women's basketball team were also busy with 2 road games to start the season. The first of 2 was down south in the land of mojitos and cigars, my homeland, Miami. The Ospreys would struggle Friday night and were outmatched by the Canes as UNF would lose by a final of 79-39. Saturday, the team traveled to the swamplands of Gainesville and took on the Gators. This game would be a lot closer than the UM game, but the Ospreys were still unable to snag their first win of the season as they fell to UF 88-77. UNF will be home Thursday as they host their Duval County Elementary game at 11 a.m. The game is against Edward Waters. Now, after clinching a spot in the playoffs, the UNF men's soccer team had one last game before heading to the postseason. The game was senior night as the Ospreys took on first place Florida Gulf Coast. In the first half, the score was tied 0-0 until FGCU's Felipe de Sousa got a little bit cheeky, dribbled his way through the defenders, and put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0. The Ospreys would strike back in the first half, but in the 51st minute, FGCU would score the game-winning goal and take the game 2-1. The team finished the season 6-6-3, the first time it has finished at 500 since joining the A-Sun. The team begins the conference tournament tomorrow at Mercer University. That is it for sports. Now back to the desk with Cassandra and the bearded wonder, Mr. Patrick Lloyd.
Thank you very much. That's right, you are the bearded wonder now.
Yeah, it's day 12 of No Shave November. This weekend was brutal when it came to the itch, but finally the itch is gone, so it's looking good right now.
Once that itch goes away, man, it is sweet smoothing.
Smooth sailing.
Exactly. You get sometimes a little bit of food gets stuck in there.
Oh,
You just save it for.
gross.
Oh, sorry, but that's just me.
I know exactly what you mean, guys.
Yeah, I see it's going well. So.
All right, Ospreys. Well, that's all we have for you tonight.
And remember, keep yourself informed with UNFSpinnaker.com.
Be safe, be dry, have a wonderful night. Good night, Ospreys.
Hey Ospreys, my name's Nicole Laura and I'm a host for the Early Bird Morning Show. We talk about subjects such as campus events right to homemade treats. So stay in your seats and check us out live on Spinnaker TV at 9 and repeated at 10 and 11. Have a great day.